twins aren't around, are they?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it.
Hey, Taryn, I have a question for you.
No.
Someone offered you $26 an hour to stand in a field and scare off crows.
$26 an hour to do that? Yes.
See, I told you, it's a scarecrow.
John, if you were offered $26 an hour to do nothing for most of the time and make crows run away, would you?
Yes.
You have to really keep those crows out.
Yeah, it's a real struggle to scare birds.
It's a
Just,
real
like, look
struggle
at them,
to just do the leather-faced chainsaw swinging dance for most of the day.
Birds are sometimes scared of absolutely nothing, so...
I need an oscillating fan with a guitar pick on it.
Same scenario, except it's geese.
Yeah, sure. They're just larger birds.
Just ultra birds.
I present to you Omega Chicken.
Arise.
I miss when that show was good.
You know, or when it was airing.
Well, that too. I somehow seem to forget that a lot of time has passed since 2005.
New Puffin Forest video.
Who wants to explain what happened last time?
We killed Giga Gorilla, and we're fighting a dragon that's made out of a very expensive bed, and the cat's mad about it.
I don't remember the cat saying anything.
I'm
Meow.
Because none of us
assuming,
can understand it.
I'm assuming she's upset about her very nice bed being turned into some dragon.
Oh yeah, and there's that. I don't know what kind of mage he is actually.
We pumped a lot of damage into him before he hid inside the dragon.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
I don't think we've touched him.
You got here. Alright, guys, it's time to roll for initiative. Yeah.
Hooray!
Let me know when you're ready, Divya.
Sorry, I'm just helping my nephew brush his teeth before he goes to bed.
I'll roll for you.
I just did.
Oh, okay, never mind. Alright, we start off with the dragon ripping Sky to pieces.
Oh.
It's alright, it might not. Right, so you hear lands on the ground. Dust everywhere. It makes a noise as it does. You face the fluffy, stitched together maw of the bed dragon, the bedworm, which it lunges forward to try and eat you. It's going to give you 2 big old bites. I think that hits you.
Oh wait, no, that'll hit me anyway. Never mind. Forget
You
that.
cast it. You cast it. I saw it. Officer, this man cast that spell.
Alright, fine. That's fair.
Officer, get him, officer. Alright, well, the dragon will do it anyway. And so its bite attack deals 2d10 puff damage. You take 11 pastry damage. And now the second attack, but your AC is still higher because of shield. I don't think a 15 hits you.
No. My shield actually did something.
Alright,
Feel
shield
justified.
does something. Although you still got one of your arms in the puffy dragon mouth as he's eating you. You feel no saliva, but it's uncomfortable.
Oh, it's grappled me?
No, it's just, your hands.
You're gonna feel saliva when the wizard inside starts licking your hand.
And now let's see, the dragon's kind of out of move. But now it's your turn, Sky. You got a face full of puff dragon. And you hear the guy on the inside sort of like talking. His voice seems to like lack all excitement, but you hear him talking in like this kind of like droll monotone. This will teach Shine Bright for all those years of mistreatment. She thinks she could just make me work 36 hours a day. It doesn't even work, but she used her magic to give it days extra time.
Yeah, okay. I don't have a whole lot of options.
Punch the dragon in the face. I'll give you +1 to the attack if you do it.
That still does not make it an attractive option.
Well, don't say I didn't try.
I'll just use that ray of enfeeblement I've got on the staff on the dragon.
Okay.
Just kind of pray it works.
Making me Google spells. Alright, let's see here.
Are you actually using it? This is a simulation after all.
Alright, so let's see. So roll a d20, make a ranged spell attack with disadvantage.
Okay. That is a ranged spell.
True. Alright. Plus your int, it looks like it's scaling, right? I think a 20 hits this thing. It's probably got it. Yeah, it does. Alright, so it'll have half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. Okay, so its bite attack will do half damage. I hope you're happy with yourself, Madison.
Right, and I'm going to move away. And she gets an opportunity attack, I guess.
Alright. I don't think a 14 hits you, does it?
I'm moving under the platform.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm gonna go hide behind the stairs.
Alright. You hear the sounds of the Giga Gorilla corpse being reanimated above you. No, you don't. You're fine. Alright, and with that, we go to Charlie's turn. Charlie,
My
it's your
turn.
Oh, did you roll late?
Yeah.
Did you somehow roll later than Dibia, who wasn't there?
Yeah.
I hadn't even logged into the game yet because my new computer didn't have the website.
He probably didn't click his token.
Hey, Jared, why are you so quiet?
Alright, CT,
I had
I'll
a computer, you
allow it.
dipshit.
Yeah, CT, you keep saying it like it's our fault.
No, it's Durgan's fault.
But literally everyone has told you were too quiet at some point. Anyway, it is your turn. Though CT, show something the power of something.
And you still that's your spiritual weapon over there, by the way.
Yeah, this is your spiritual weapon, but it's 70 feet up right now.
We'll get there eventually.
I move my spiritual weapon. I'm gonna move it horizontally for now and downwards. So 10, 20,
I'm
30.
going to move it horizontally and downwards. Did you only move it 20
Vertically.
feet a turn?
Oh, wait.
20.
I have 360 degrees of movement.
All right. Now it's Charlie's turn.
Okay. I can see the vague outline of Fluff Dragon over there.
I can see where your token is. No, you can't.
Oh, is that not him? It looked like him.
Oh, here, don't move anything.
You could just move.
Right next to Sky there?
Wait.
All right, guys. So this is what
I
This
think
is
you're
what-
seeing the tree, Dibia.
this is what Dibby is trying to argue with me that he can see. The answer
Does
is
an
no.
action on my turn?
I'm sorry. What was it? I'm sorry, CT. What were you saying?
I
Is it-
didn't know. Does spiritual weapon count? Moving spiritual weapon count as an action?
No, it's a bonus action.
Oh, so I still have one more action.
Uh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go stand in front of Sky. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. He's underground. But yeah.
I'm under the
underground?
platform. Under the platform. They're floating.
Whatever, I was seeing wrong. I'll just move to the door. And is he still ducked down inside the dragon?
You see him on the dragon's back is the outline of the bed, and he's like laying down, like literally like laying down, like arms outstretched, like he's making a snow angel. And you can see he kind of like looks over at you as you come out of the doorway.
I guess I'll pump 2 more shots into him.
All right, so go ahead and make the shots with disadvantage.
Oh, is it full cover?
Cover gives bone like a flat number. He's laying prone.
Just blast the dragon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just shoot the dragon and make him fall 70 feet.
Dragon's on the ground. Flew down to eat Sky.
Even more reason to shoot it.
All right, so those will both hit. Pew pew. You hear the dragon.
And I'll duck back under this table.
And you hear like Cassius, you can kind of hear the guy kind of like again like shouting but like emotionlessly. I'll teach you to hurt my bed, dragon. You don't understand how comfortable this bed was, the sacrifices I've made to be in this position. And you see like a hand sort of like stick up like a clenched fist. And we're gonna go to Mo's turn. I don't feel like dealing with his bullshit because he's not here, and he's getting more than he deserves because he's not here. And longbow. And he misses. And it's not his turn anymore. Alright. Let's see. Cassius, you're gonna watch the guy stand up. Like slowly, like knee up. And he's gonna be like, you don't know what you're fighting for. Shine Bright's evil. She makes me eat nothing but unseasoned porridge every day for 20 years. How could you side with that? And he's gonna go, ha! And you're gonna see him like outstretch his hand, and he's gonna cast a 17th level disintegrate spell on you.
Oh.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
Yeah,
No,
Mr.
he's
be
gonna
damned.
cast. He's gonna cast a ray of frost at you.
That's less impressive.
Let's see, he gets a +6 to hit. A 24 hits you. You are ray of frosted.
Hit him with his freeze ray.
So yeah, CT, you see this like beam of damage like shoot at you,
Oh no.
and you're gonna take 2d8 frost damage.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Bad. Wasn't even half.
And your movement speed is going to be reduced by 10 feet. And we're going to go to Sisefri's turn. Sisefri's going to waddle over. He's going to run right there, which is more than he deserves because he's not here. And we're going to go to Tala's turn. And Sisefri already a stab attack if somebody gets too close. Sisefri casts a stab attack. You're going to take that shit, Fluff Dragon? Go ahead, cast yourself a stab attack.
Where the fuck is this, Efri?
Over by Giga Gorilla's corpse.
Over by the kick gorilla.
Hey, perfect. Oh, this is different.
I keep forgetting talking is a free action, so probably should have tried that.
Dragon sitting here with like this much vision of the map. Why can't I see anything? This is stupid.
I can see things.
So what's up, Dirty Birdie? What's the move today?
Why does my spell sheet look different?
Just click the eye, and it'll go away.
But I...
It had it all. By each spell, it's all expanded for some reason.
Oh, that's
I noticed
cool.
that on mine.
I've been waiting for that feature. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty great.
Oh, so that's what those guys I was talking to were talking about when they said Roll20 updated.
Now you guys don't have to hit your little gear things and edit the contents of your spells every time.
Okay. I'm burning a free fairy fire on the dragon.
Alright, let's see here.
Sorry, I'm trying to close stuff and click stuff accidentally.
Alright, so let's see. So it is a 2d20. So the first one's going to be for the guy, the second one's going to be for the dragon. Alright, I think both of those actually fail. For the,
Nice.
for the
Congrats.
first time so far, you guys see Durgan hit something with.
God, he did something useful. It's a
Threw
doppelganger.
I threw a fireball at the giant monkey.
There we go. Alright.
Pretty sure it's a doppelganger.
Now it's
Hold
Albert's
up.
turn. Okay.
I'm just gonna move back.
The only place a Tala could be useful is in a fantasy world made up by a cat.
John, I'm literally just moving my token because I can't see where I'm moving the fucking rats. Thanks.
I didn't do anything.
There we go. I'm good.
Now the rat's out of sight.
Oh,
Alright,
thank
so
you.
let's see. So Toll the Dead. He's got enough range. I guess he'd continue to beat up the dragon. Since that's all he'd hear. He'd be like, beat up the dragon. He'd come back. Somebody said beat up the dragon. I'm going to do that too.
Track.
And then he's going to. All of his spells are expanded too. Why would they default make all of them expanded?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
Why are these people so stupid? Why has nobody made anything better than that yet? Why don't French fries heat up well the day after? Why don't pets live longer? Why stuff gotta be so expensive?
Why is the world cruel and uncaring? And why did it rob Terran of his hair?
Why did it make my shoulders hairy? Alright, let's see here. Alright. So it does 2d12 necrotic. This is on a wisdom save.
Fortunately, beds are not very smart.
Okay.
Wise, anyway.
Let's see here. Well, just because it wasn't smart this time doesn't mean you were right. So, I'm not wise this time. Alright, now it's Felku's turn. No, let's just move back. Felku's going to shoot fire. He's going to hit. I'm pretty sure Produce Flame has the range for it.
I think it's 60.
Alright, so the dragon's looking pretty beat up. It's like singed, and it's kind of like its seams are kind of like tearing in spots, and you guys start re-rolling initiative.
Hey, what did Falco do?
He shot a little what? Nothing. He did nothing.
I thought we were going to use him to web the thing to the ground.
So who? No one's ever said that.
Talking about it before.
Oh, you want?
No, that's fine.
I've never heard that.
Alright, is everyone rolled?
Looks like it.
What's the rat speed again? I was assuming 30.
You have their sheet. Don't you?
What did I do?
It's 30.
Command them to get into a big ball and then just throw them.
Alright, CT, it looks like it's your go.
My go. So the plush dragon's on the ground, right?
Plush dragon is on the ground. It's glowing.
And the purple guy is on the dragon, right?
He jumped up for a second, hit you with a ray of frost, and then plopped back down. But he is on top of the dragon. Yes.
All right.
Bash the dragon. No, you want to.
How many spell slots do I have left on this? Look.
I think all you've used is spiritual weapon.
Oops, didn't mean to do that. The reason
You
it's
have
in
used your action to cast a light cantrip. It is now the
there.
dragon's turn. Link stuff. Wrongly wrong.
Probably just trying to collapse stuff in his spell book.
Yep.
Blame Roll20 for that one.
Well, I was like wondering why the hell my spells were open. I was like, I don't remember reading these. I have to read my spells for that. Boop, 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 boop. Old person, spiritual weapon.
And Cassius just kind of
How tall is
through his
tall
spells.
is the dragon?
How tall is the dragon? It is a large creature.
I'm trying to wonder if I can try to jump on top of it.
It's about 20 feet tall, so it's your call.
I don't think you're gonna win that fight.
Its head is 10 feet above where you are right now. And also 10 feet away.
You want to bash a dragon.
I'm gonna run down and I'm gonna swing my hammer at the dragon.
You get advantage with most hits. Chris, I didn't mean to add that at you, but I guess it's too late now. I'll delete my adding.
I'm gonna assume that it misses.
A 14 does not connect.
And my second attack.
A 16 does hit.
Alright, I'm gonna do that first. And then I'm going to expend my level 2 spell slot to Divine Smite the shit out of this thing.
Okay.
Oh, that was disappointing. That was a little less disappointing.
What do you mean less? You rolled the same thing twice.
Yeah, but it's only 1 dice on the second one. The second one was 2 dice.
Oh. Oh.
Don't forget your weapon.
Did. Oh, I switch her up and yeah, I'm gonna move it down another 20 feet or 30 feet, just directly down. So now it's down 20 feet up.
And Divine Smite,
Well,
4. Divine
so
Smite
it's
extra, 4.
Or sorry,
So
20
it's-
feet straight down. Never mind. So it's 50, so it's 40 feet up.
70 minus 20 is 40.
It went down 20 feet last turn.
You moved it over 10 feet. So it would have gone down 10 feet. So that'd be
It was 60, so it's 40. So it's still 40.
You need to be more clear about things. Are you done with your turn?
Yep.
Alright, so now it's the dragon's turn. The dragon's going to try and eat you, Cassius.
Made of bed sheets.
And wood and
It's-
nails.
It does not hit me, bitch.
Okay, so both attacks miss.
It did breathe a bunch of wood on us before.
Reminds me.
And it bit me for like 25 damage.
Why'd you remind him to roll to recharge?
So now it's Tala's turn again.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And rats are still late to the party, so what am I going to do? I know.
Play a little tune on your lute.
God damn it!
An 8 will miss.
That's-
Your turn.
No, I'm not. I'm going to move here.
Just kind of envisioning making an XCOM shot with that. Nope.
There again, are you there?
I said I was done. I'm sorry.
Velku shoots fire at it. He hits again. Oh, I rolled 20 crashes because I accidentally hit control up when I did that. Doesn't work right. Yeah, with no rolls, 11 damage.
God, you shouldn't pirate the copy of Cats. The studio worked hard to produce that film.
I Nice. That was a big hit. The dragon roars. You hear Nope again complaining. He's like, "You don't understand the effort it took to steal the wands to animate this dragon. How dare you?" As we go to Mo's turn, and Mo shoots it again. The 16 hits. He deals some damage. And it's the wizard turn. And he pops up. He's like, "Hey, stop fucking with my dragon." And he's going to shoot Cassius. And a 16 will miss. And he'll be like, "Fuck you anyway." Plop back down. And then we go to Sethri's turn. He's going to shove his way through. He's going to be like, "Finally, I get to stab things." And he's going to lift out his greatsword. He's going to swing with his greatsword. And he's going to miss. And we'll go to Charlie's turn, who doesn't have a greatsword. Sethri uses splash attack. You just going to take that buff dragon? You hit that bitch with splash.
Just like, I'm gonna shoot the dragon with Eldritch Blast, but I'm also gonna yell at Noak, like, why didn't you just quit?
It was 20 years in at that point. You expect me to just quit? I'd rather steal.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, you stupid fuck. Just become a lich or something.
And you're on a quest for a broke cat who's in the worst situation.
Ooh. He's got a point.
Come on, zap that. Yeah, son.
Both of those will hit. Unless you roll, okay. I was going to say, unless you roll ones, how would you like to end the buff dragon?
With a shower of feathers. It's like, whichever part looks the most stuffed.
You, either side of Noak's head, and it's sort of like, and you see the dragon sort of like reel back, and Sethri, from Sethri and Cassius's point of view, you guys see the dragon like rear back, and you hear like this creaking noise of wood as it does it, and you hear this like shuddering like snap on the inside, and then like this tearing sound is like the seam at its front just gives way, and just like this like spray of like white stuffing. Just like sprays out onto the two of you, and then the dragon explodes.
I'm done.
So with that, so the dragon explodes in this massive pile of fluff and stuffing. And Cassius, you can see like a wiggling on the inside, and like this very monotone, like cursing and like faux yelling. Like, "How could you do this? I can't believe you would side with Shinebright. All of my work for nothing. I'm not going back to being an apprentice."
Yeah. No, you're not. You're gonna be dead.
Well, you don't hear this, dude. You're 50 feet up inside of a wizard tower that itself is like 30 feet away.
Okay, fine.
You're also inside. But Cassius, you hear this. You hear like this muttering, "I'm not going back to being an apprentice." And then Cassius, and then you hear this like loud, like sparking noise, like arcing electricity inside. And you see this like bright, like for a moment, like like you see like you hear like this like deep like flump sound, and you see like the the stuffing like inside sort of like puff out for a second and then shrink in, and like you hear this like crackling and this like gurgling sound from inside the stuffing.
If he's turning into a lich, I fucking blame the midget.
I don't think that a wand can do that. That's one fucked up wand.
Yeah, I'm just saying. We know who to blame. Give him the idea.
So after the like everything kind of goes like quiet, but after like a second, Cassie, it's like everything being silent. Like you hear this like low like whispering noise inside the pile.
Kick the pile of bedding around to try to find out what this is.
You kind of like like scooch forward. Everybody can can move up to their character's move. Just like wherever you kind of want to go. So, and you can include a dash.
That doesn't sound good.
So you're kind of like kneeing around, sort of like poking around inside the mass of stuffing and fluff. That was once that was once a bed, but now like shredded up.
I order the rats to go pursue it. Get 'em, boy.
You get a dash action. So anyway, um,
Well, I can't order my rats. My rats were there already.
You
So
go
you-
further away.
so you're kind of like kicking around inside. And so like Cassie, so you like hear this like low like whispering like something like sort of like sitting down and like talking to itself basically, and you can see this like lump like eventually sort of like take form, kind of like right over here, like right next to where you're standing.
Can I
You
swing my
see like
hammer
this
at it?
lump. Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, that's probably the safe thing to do. I swing.
Did you swing it? Okay. All right, so you swing with your mace, and you feel it make this like low, like thwack, like impact of like it's striking something, but it's kind of like this dulled feeling, as if like it's not it's impacting something with mass, but not like a type of mass like you were expecting, like almost like you hit something much larger than it feels like. But you can go ahead and roll for damage.
Already in action?
All right, so let's see here. All right. So everyone can go ahead and give me an initiative roll. All right, Charlie was going to stay over there.
That's a lot of initiatives.
Let's see. That's how many initiatives.
Yeah, he has to roll for everybody who's not here.
All right.
It's like looking at the journal. I don't recognize any of these names or symbols. There's a lot under that pile.
I don't know, that might be true.
He turned into 3 badgers.
Five raccoons in a trench coat.
All right, let's see here. Oh, that's the wrong fucking sheet. I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is a weird sheet for this. Turns out that. Well, Alright. Ta'ala and Sky, what are your dexes?
Mine is 14.
Hold on. Mine's 14 as well. I just try.
Roll a d20, the two of you. See who goes first.
Ah,
Okay. Alright, so Sephri, alright, so everybody can ready. What kind of action do you want to ready?
Already a firebolt.
Oh,
What do you want
there's
the
worse.
trigger to be?
Something comes out of that dragon.
Uh, Charlie, what do you want? What do you want the trigger to be?
If something starts trying to attack, the guys surrounding it.
Alright, that'll be the same with Felku. Sephri is going to attack anything that attacks. Uh, Cassius swung his hammer. Albin's going to ready a Toll the Dead. Mo's got an arrow ready. Ta'ala, what are you thinking?
crossbow. Same trigger.
Okay, so let's see. So Cassius goes. All right. So as of Sephri's turn, so Cassius, you like it's like the same moment that like your hammer impacts, and like just you see Sephri sort of like tense up and just sort of like stand there, like he's gonna step forward, like weapon ready, but he's not gonna swing until he's like he's sure what he's swinging at. Felku's spell will fizzle out, and then he'll ready another one. Cassius, we go to your turn once again.
Take one for the team and lift the dragon up. Come on.
I'm gonna swing at the pile a couple more times because it does not sound good.
Okay.
Which way I don't have advantage, so it's a 12, right?
Yeah, go ahead and just hit these and roll the damage.
Maybe it's the same guy. You should just verify. It should still be on him.
I'm gonna divine smite on that one.
Alright, we're gonna go to Albin's turn. Albin can't see anything, but he's in maintain position where he told the dead. Mo's going to he sees CT wailing at it, so whatever. He's like, oh, if that guy can retardedly smash this pile over and over again, maybe I can too. Um, Alright, that's always has turn. Alright, Tala, how about you?
Can I order the rats to go inside and retrieve whatever's there?
You tell the rats to go in there, and I mean, what do you do if it's what do they do if it's too big to pick up?
Bite. What else?
Right, well, I mean, they're
Actually,
rats.
no. No. It's too large for them to retrieve. I just want them to come back out.
Just tell them what to do. They're rats. They can like follow like a basic thing.
Go inside and pull the living thing out.
All right, go ahead and roll a. All right, so you send the rats in. All right, go ahead and make a. So the rats like run in.
Okay, what should I roll?
All right, go ahead and roll. All right, go ahead. So you see the rats run in.
sure is nice pretending I didn't see the name of the monster when it rolled for initiative.
All right, so I was describing to Durgan, like the rats run in and they don't run right out immediately.
Save my rat.
And we're gonna go to Sky's turn.
I was ready another firebolt. Same trigger.
And so let's see. So on the start, so like Cassius, you're gonna feel something sort of like move like along the surface of your hammer, like the impact like slams into the side, and you're just gonna feel like this sort of like rumbling like against the side of it, and you're gonna see the mass sort of like shifting and kind of like shaking out of its position, and you're gonna see like bits of like fluff being like moved to the side and kind of like beginning to sort of like scatters whatever it is, kind of like seems to like wiggle and jiggle from side to side. Sorry, I had to cough. And you're gonna hear like this like low like whispering like slowly growing like louder and louder.
Creepy.
So I have to go to January to click this thing to go that way. As you watch as this like creature kind of like
Hey, does this trigger our actions?
some of them.
So this thing ate my rats,
Alright,
I guess.
anyway, so description over, I guess. Anyway, it's gonna run out. So let's see. So Felku and Felku is ready for like when it attacks. Sefri's just gonna swing. He's gonna miss. Durgan, on your turn, you commanded the rats. Did you ready any?
Yep, crossbow.
Okay, so you can go ahead and fire a crossbow. All right, that does connect.
Rising.
All right. Albin is going to do his thing. All right. Okay, so then it goes to this thing's turn. So it's going to swing at Cassius.
I'd take a wisdom save.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I thought I saw the. I heard my name. Oh, is it my turn? What?
Perfect.
I heard my name, so I was like, huh? Huh.
Alright, so let's see. So it's
We
gonna
turned
try
into
to
some
fight
twisted
Cassius.
monster from the far worlds.
Alright, so it actually rolled a pretty big fight there. Where are you? What's your AC? Okay, you have an AC of 20. Alright, so let's see. So it tries to bite you, it's going to miss. And then you're going to send, which is going to proc Felku's thing. A 25 will hit. There we go. And then you're going to see this thing, CT is going to like lean back. And you're going to see like all of its mouths, like it's covered with like dozens and dozens of mouths. And you're going to see it sort of like lean back and like like spit this like glimmering ball of like goo slightly behind you. You're gonna like crane your neck, like turning to see like the like little arc. You're gonna watch, and like as it impacts the ground, the goo is actually going to like explode in this like burst of radiance. And I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Dexterity.
Let's see, a 10 will fail. So like you'll turn in time to like watch the glob, but won't turn away in time. The light will like explode this like crazy brilliance of light. That's so bright it's actually blinding. You find your eyesight like completely consumed by this thing. And then we're gonna reroll initiative.
I feel like I might go first.
Maybe.
All right. Sky and Cassius, what are your dexterity scores?
14.
Still 14. Cassius, what's yours?
My what?
Your
Sorry?
dexterity score.
11.
Okay. So then it's Mo and Alvin. I'm just gonna say Mo goes first. All right. So Charlie, you're gonna be the first one to go.
Well, nothing to do about it now. So I started blasting.
All right. Both of those will connect. All right. You can end your turn wherever you want. Go to
I'll stay on the bridge.
Sefri's turn. All right. So Cassius can't see it, but as Sefri starts his turn, like you see him kind of like step forward. So like the ground beneath his feet seems a little off. You can see him sort of like look down, and let's see.
I was just joking about the Far Realm stuff, but this is sounding like something I read about it.
All right, you're gonna see like he like tries to like pull his feet out of the ground. You can actually like watch as like the ground almost seems to like melt, and, like stick to his boots, but he pulls them free. Um, you're gonna see like he's like turns to the creature, which is gonna like be watching him with like one of its like dozens of eyes, and like its mouths are all sort of like moving in this like constant yammering, this noise all around him. And you're gonna see Sefri sort of like shake his head and like trying to like blink away, but you can tell like the sound is getting to him. And he seems like confused, like lost, like in the noise, and like seems to like lose his focus and just kind of like puts his hand to his head as we skip his turn and go to Sky.
Okie dokie. I think I've got a clear shot.
13 will connect. A powerful hit, but the beast seems rather undeterred, like single-mindedly focused on just like whatever's near it. Do you want to just like move around and your turn there?
Yeah, I just move a little farther away and in my turn.
All right, Cassius, it's the start of your turn. Like you're blinded, like you turn back to like the sound of the creature, like you hear like the sounds of like its dozens of voice like champing, like teeth clattering together, and like voices sort of like oozing out of it. The ground beneath your feet like feels like slick and oily, and I'm going to need a strength saving throw to start the turn. CT.
Sorry, my turn.
Yeah, I need you to make a strength saving throw. You're gonna manage to like stay on your feet, like riding yourself as the ground beneath you feels like as if it's melting. It's like doughy and like feels strange beneath your feet. Um, you can't see. You find yourself like disoriented from like the creatures like babbling, like the sounds of like dozens of mouths opening and closing and voices sort of like spilling out of them. I need a wisdom saving throw. But you manage to keep yourself focused,
This
not
is all
losing
those dumb
yourself. Sort of the
ideas.
sound.
This is less sanity reducing than Tala's dumb ideas.
But you're still blinded, but you can hear where the creature is.
So since I forgot last turn, I'm going to move my sacred weapon down 20 feet. A bonus action.
Okay.
And with my, I'm going to swing where I think the creature is, so I'm swinging with disadvantage, right?
You manage to find the impact, like the face of your hammer, like slamming into the creature.
And again.
What?
And again, I'm swinging. Just lost it.
Okay. Yeah, you should swing when you say it again. But again, you will connect.
And I'm going to blow another spell slot.
Damn, son. Where you been?
All right, and that is actually enough to finish it. How would you like to do it?
I would like to knock it right into the pile of bedding, ruining all of it.
I mean, it's okay.
It's kind of already ruined.
No, it's fine. It was. He still considers this a bed by his standards, I guess.
One final nap.
So yeah, so with like this like heavy thwack, like you bring your mace like a crunch against the side of the creature's head, and you see like three of its jaws like instantly like dislocate from the impact, as like mace, the head of your hammer like glows with this divine light, and sort of seems to like sear its way through one side and out the other. The brunt force impact of the initial hit, still sending the creature like toppling to its side, like spreading it out along like the mashed up pulp that was the bed wormling, and sends this like thick red ichor sort of like splattering along whatever's left. You see like the creature sort of like seems to like writhe and shake, like several of its mouths like popping open and like gasping. And you could almost hear like one like final shuddering breath as like its mouth dissolves into the pulp of its mass. The name Shine Bright sort of like groaned out with this like rage that kind of like melts away as the mouth does, and the creature just dissipates into the floor around you like this red puddle. And in the center of it, you see like as it dissolves away, it's sort of like mulching into the ground. You can see what looks to be a wand carved from this dark black oak that seems to be etched with these rather intricate runes that each one glows like an ember. And you can see that in between the runes, the wood has begun to like crack and splinter, and you can see small arcs of energy, sort of like dashing from side to side, like arcing between the runic carvings.
That sounds bad. Yes, the cat. Is that bad?
Meow meow. Meow meow meow.
Tala can't speak with animals.
I'll get your ass. All right. Hey, here, kitty, kitty.
So you say that, you see like the cat kind of like shy away, like cringing away as you say that. But
Just it's the only interpreter we have.
So that's what you were looking for?
I let the mage out.
so with that, you're gonna see like the cat sort of like weasel its way out of the bag, sort of like popping out, showing its face. You're gonna see it sort of like look down, like confused at the puddle, and it's going to ask what it missed. I was having a bit of a cat nap. It says with
Let's see. That's your former servant, and that is what used to be your bed.
You know how you said things would get weird? Things got weird.
So you see the cat sort of like look like between the two of you, kind of confused, and look down. What do you mean, my former apprentice?
Puddle is your former apprentice who stole the water from you, and the dragon is made from your.
Yeah, your Noak used the wand a few too many times, and I think it didn't have the results he wanted.
You see the creature, like the cat, sort of like stop and like looks from side to side. No, 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 no. Gruz was one thing. Gruz was a brute. He goes, sometimes that has to happen. You see the cat like shaking his head from side to side. I didn't ask you to kill Noak.
He didn't really give us a choice.
He turned into some weird creature of unexplainable horror and lots of eyes and mouths and tried to kill him. And they blinded my friend here.
You see like it looks like side to side. The person who's carrying me in the bag is a 5 foot tall talking cat. It's like other people managed to maintain the urge to not kill it. What do you mean you didn't have a choice? You see the cat sort of like look down and sort of like jump out of the bag. He was a person. You see it sort of like steps forward and like almost like reaches out like a paw to like touch the goo before like pulling it away. They were a person.
Person that threw lightning bolts at us.
And was forced to work 36 hours a day with time magic.
You can see the cat sort of like stopped. I know I had treated him wrong. I know something must have made him snap, but he didn't deserve to die because of it.
He turned himself into some unspeakable monstrosity in a desperate bid to destroy
And you
us.
see, and the cat, and did it attack you first?
Yes.
Uh,
Go ahead and make a deception check, Tala.
Okay. There it is.
Let me see if I can find. I gotta find Shine Bright's thing here.
am I just hearing Tala meow meow at this cat?
No, you hear him speaking regularly, and you hear him like translating what the cat's saying. You see the cat sort of like stop and shake its head. I'll just have to tell myself it had to be done. But I can't believe he's gone. You see the cat sort of like lean back for a second, setting itself on its hind legs. It seems to sort of lose itself in thought.
Can I conjure an illusion of what that thing looked like as an example?
Don't, please.
I want to put it in my hand to show her what it turned into.
I think that's not
I
gonna
think she
help.
can image it herself from the fucking puddle.
Okay.
So while the cat sort of like loses itself and concentrate like in thought just for a second. So some of you are able to like see that like as it like more and more of it seems to sort of like clorp into the ground around. The wand is still kind of like sitting there, sort of at the heart of it, and Shinebright hasn't seemed to have noticed it, or at least for the moment.
Um,
And guy is going to pick up the wand and say, I know that.
Well, here, just for the moment, Sky. You like step forward while Shinebright's lost some thought and take hold of the wand, and you can tell like it didn't look to be in good condition. But now that you have a moment to sort of like glance at it, like you look at the wand, you look at the cat, and your eyes kind of like snap back to what you're holding in your hand. And you can tell that, like even at a glance, that something is horrifically wrong with this wand. You can tell that it's been pushed beyond the bounds of what it was ever intended, like beyond what it was ever intended to be used for. And not only that, but it seems like in his drive, Noak made these slapdash modifications so that could be used more often. But you can see that what you hold in your hand is basically, um, like a grenade of energy. Something. The wand's been rendered almost completely unreliable. You're not really sure what would happen if someone tried to use it again.
Miss Steinbright, do we have a problem?
You see the cat sort of like stare for a second, and she turns her head, but like her eyes are like still locked on the body for a second before she like snaps, like looking at you with her full attention, like eyebrows sort of raised as if like to continue.
I show her what happened. I show her the wand. It looks like he made adjustments, and they weren't very good. This thing, got no idea what will happen if we try and use this.
do you mind walking 30 feet? I mean, the last time he used it, we saw the results, so.
I'm not sure what we can do here. This is far beyond my ability to fix. You're stuck as a cat.
Well, it's a cat that owns a tower. Our work here is done.
You see the cat
There's
sort
got
of
to be
like
something we can do.
like turn down and like look to the ground and look back up, like shaking its head. No, 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 no. I can't stay a cat. I can't. You see it sort of like leans back and sort of like motions at itself with a paw. I can't stay like this. You don't understand what it was like to be locked up before I broke out. Like everything is different. Everything is wrong. Nothing's the way you feel it should be. Even no matter how well the spell works, your mind knows something's wrong. I can't stay like this.
Is there any like this guy have any idea of any way you can stabilize this wand at all? Just for one use.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check with advantage.
I'll even throw my luck die in there. Did I just roll 1 for the luck die?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll use that one.
But you find yourself like lost in thought for a moment, like trying to run through your options, trying to like look over the wand to see what can be done. But you know that the modifications, or at least the damage done by the modifications, is effectively permanent. The wand has been left in an extremely unreliable state. You look it over and you know that with enough care, with enough skill, the wand could be used again. That if you truly like focused and readied yourself, um, it could work. But every time you cast the wand, it'll just become more and more damaged until it's eventually nothing more than an explosion waiting to happen. And that worse yet, due to the unreliability, you know that there's a fact that if the spell, that even if it does work, it should be fine, at least for now. But if it doesn't work, you feel as if the puddle melting into the ground at your feet is one of the best outcomes that can happen.
Well, good luck, Sky. I say as I back away.
I will translate all of that for the cat, and then I will do the same.
Well, I mean, it comes down to how much Sky was sharing.
Yeah, um, I'm going to tell Doreen what I was able to find out, and I'm going to say I'm willing to give this a go if you are. Regardless of what happens.
Is anyone against the idea?
Well, and there's one thing I always like to do in this situation. Ask God.
Actually,
I thought you were gonna say throw a bomb.
I told you his
No,
comrades
we're
are
out
involved.
of bombs.
We're out of expendable comrades as well.
I don't know. We have two now. They don't show up anymore. I mean,
But yeah, I was thinking I'd cast Augury and ask, will. Okay, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this because, God can
Yes
only
or
hit
no?
me back
Good,
with yes
good,
or no.
bad. I think I can only holler back with a yes or no answer.
Panonly Father, it is me, your servant.
Hey, new phone, who dis?
Yeah, I don't know shit about Adventure Zone, but that animation was funny.
When we were waiting in line to buy our loot boxes, I got to talk to a guy who was wearing an Adventure Zone t-shirt. And my knowledge of everything Adventure Zone led me to be able to ask, is that an Adventure Zone's t-shirt? And it was. So I had the biggest dick. I recognized another nerd's nerd shirt.
Okay, but as is,
Yeah.
if Sky prepares as much as they can, will this work? Can she make this work just one time?
So you're asking, is Sky able to roll high enough to do
Basically,
this?
is this even theoretically possible
Yeah,
with
you
her
get the
stats?
good response. The wheel. It is possible.
Well, God says you can pull this off.
I mean, can I grab an inspiration and a belly rub too? That might help.
It'll definitely help.
Yeah, good luck. And sort of like walks over and like wham, like slams you on the back really hard.
Everyone else should evacuate to a safe distance.
I'm gonna
And then he
poke
backs
Ta'ala
away.
with my dagger. Get the fuck over there and give him inspiration.
I don't have to get over there. I'll just inspire him from here.
I forget, do you have regular inspiration that's not bardic in nature?
Yeah, I have an inspiration.
Okay, I was gonna say because we can gift each other inspiration.
All right, so Shine Bright throughout this makes it known more or less that no one's going to talk her down from it. That she's willing to risk her life. She would rather die than be stuck like this. And no one seemed particularly against it. So
All right, everyone else is going to back up. I'm going to shield myself behind the corpse of Giga Gorilla.
I would recommend backing up considerably.
Is this not considerably?
Yeah,
More than 30 feet.
Don't forget, we also have 15 feet of height up here.
here's the wizard shine.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Oh, non-spider goddess, please listen and protect me.
All right. You see like a little string of thread reach down and touch Sky.
Oh, God.
And since she doesn't believe in it, it wraps around her neck and starts to strangle her.
I specifically said the non-spider goddess.
That's your
You know,
spider thread out of hell.
spider sluts, you cat slut, how dare you? You die, die, die. You did specifically say spider, goddamn.
I said
You said
non-spider.
non-spider.
Oh, okay, whatever. So, right, you see like a little dash of moonlight, sort of like blah, spits on Sky, basically.
It's really interesting since we're in the middle of the day.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, so you got blessed, Sky. I'll give you the old lightning, the happy lightning.
Bardic inspiration. Bless. And
Durgan technically said he could, but he never said he did, so it doesn't
there again.
I did. I said I could from here.
what did I just say? Never said, did I not just say?
Yeah. Could, but did you?
Is the scary, spooky magic wand being used by Sky now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
recommend vamoosing.
Is there anything you can do to help?
Nope. I can quietly pray. I'll pray for you, buddy.
I already did that. Get up on the platform with the rest of us.
Oh,
I'm
so
gonna hide behind
Cassius
this
is from the
bush.
south. I'll pray for you.
I'm from the north of Mageia, so I mean, if that's still south on this planet, sure.
All right, let me see if Albin has any actually useful stuff.
His guidance.
Yeah, other than guidance.
It's like fucking Sky turns herself into a slime. Oh, bless your heart.
And he's got blessed, but doesn't do anything. Anyway, so you've got guidance. All right, Sky. So you fall in line with Shine Bright's line of thinking. You know what it's like to be a cat, and you too would rather kill yourself than keep that up. So what I'm going to
I think that's exactly the train of thought, but okay, sure, whatever.
So you hold the wand in the hand and focused on Shine Bright, like focusing on the concept of turning her back into the elf mage that she was before, undoing the previous casting of the spell. You can feel the energy flow down your arm, into your wrist, and then into the wand. And you can feel like it begin to sort of like seep and shoot out, like almost pulsing out of the wand in a way that you know is like desperately wrong. No. And I'm going to need you to make an intelligence arcana check.
Okie dokie.
And you can add a d4 for bless. And you can add a d8 for bardic inspiration. But I will have you know. So yeah, so you like stand forward, like send out the wand, like this blast of energy, and you watch the cat just explode. You see a cloud of energy like fly out of the wand, these like horrific sparks and explosions like emanating up the wand, and you can actually feel like the pulse and thrum of energy like sparking out and like snapping against the palms of your hand, like a rubber band being pulled back and snapped against your skin. It's gonna like explode out of the wand, this arcing pulse of energy and of arcane energy, like turned into this dazzling, almost sickening light show of force and impact that like slams into the cat, and you watch as it'll like lift it off the ground, this like arcing like display of energy. It's gonna explode in this burst of light and this like horrific like snapping sounds that emanates as much from where Shine Bright is as from the wand. Like the sound, it's so loud you like drop the wand just from the blunt force impact on your ears. The literal smoke is going to like cover the battlefield, sort of like obscuring everything that there is to see.
Yeah, call that.
And you're going to be sitting there like, like coughing away this arcane haze that sort of like settles over the field.
Hey, is anyone dead?
You're going to hear
Shut
Tala
up,
ask you
Bergen.
if you're dead.
Shut up, Tala.
I know not this Durgan you speak of.
Oh, I think you know. I think we all know. Whatever. I was gonna try and find. I was looking at pictures of like Elf Wizard, and I was gonna find like the first, like the least sluttiest one. But
The least sluttiest
Yeah, that's still gonna be pretty slutty.
Yeah, it turns out that that is 100% true. Also, this is one of those fun pictures where it has like a fake transparent background.
It's gonna call it. Miss Shinebright, are you okay? I didn't kill you, did I?
You hear like this like faint like coughing, and no, yeah, they're dead.
Oh.
Like the smoke's gonna clear. You're gonna see, like you're gonna see like at first like this like haze, like something moving like in the fog, and then you're gonna see that like what's sweeping side to side is like this pale hand, sort of like swaying side to side, like sweat, like trying to swoosh the smoke and fog out of their face. Put this picture on the field, that's gonna be way too big. There we go. And you're gonna see like this form sort of like step forward from the fog. What are you talking about? What do you mean, am I alive? What's with this
Told
fucking
you.
smoke?
Told you they had no idea what was gonna happen.
And you're gonna see like this form like step out of the fog. There you go.
Also gonna check the wand to make sure it's not about to explode.
You look down at the wand, and it does in fact look like it's going to explode. You can see like the runes are like glowing, like almost sizzling in the air with this like deep red, like pulsing glow.
Cheese it.
Throw it
Yeah, I'm
under the
gonna throw that
platform.
as far away as I can.
Throw it under the
This don't-
platform.
Just
But,
don't throw it at Cat.
You see it like sitting, like I said, sitting there like glowing brightly and like sizzling the air around it. But you can see that like whatever magic like you use to like set the like spark of its effect in motion has sort of like passed its way through, and what you see is just like there was like the aftermath of it like sort of cooling itself down from the like the almost like the magical discharge sort of like flowing out of it, like the excess energy that was like coursed through the runic components of the wand incorrectly, but it seems to otherwise be like returning to a stable state. But you know that it's just gotten a little bit harder to use for the next time.
Hopefully the person who could create a 9th level spell slinging wand can fix it.
I don't think this thing could be fixed. I'm not even sure it's safe to destroy.
Find a Tarask to feed it to.
You see the figure sort of like slowly like stride forward, like you see them like shaking their head from side to side, rolling their neck, like rolling their shoulders, sort of like stretching out, like that staff in hand, sort of like going with them as they turn their neck from side to side. And
Yeah, you're all right.
And Sky, something you notice is like strange is like as she sort of like strides across, like her eyes like partially closed, she like kicks some of like the stuffing to the side, and you can see that and you see something get like revealed, and you know that it should be like within full view of her, but otherwise seems to like go unnoticed by her as if she didn't even see it. And some other members of the party can see it as well, but as she kicks aside some of the stuffing, that wizard from before wearing the green cloak can be seen just kind of like sitting there like or like laying underneath the stuffing, just sort of like watching this kind of unfold.
What the? That monster was it? Was it Noke?
You see like the Shinebright kind of like looks at you confused, and like her eyes sort of like dart down to where the figure is. She just sort of like looks around like what is it?
Uh,
And you
that
sort of
that
like
is Noke down there, right?
you like point down at the figure, and again Shinebright turns and looks. What are you talking about? There's nothing here.
I go and pick up the figure
You like
or touch the figure.
you like step forward and sort of like bring your finger down and like poke at the figure who's like very clearly like watching you and like watching this kind of go on. And then you sort of like motion like right here. What do you mean? You see Shinebright turn, kind of like shake her head. I think that wand had some sort of adverse effect on you. There's
Maybe.
nothing there. Are you feeling okay? And as she sort of like says that, you like look down at the figure who's like looking up at you, and you see it sort of like put its finger like to its lips for a second, and then just kind of like wave its hand at you as if to move on with things.
Yeah, you're probably right. Uh,
But but
I
as you
think I'm
like
just
move
lucky to
away,
be alive.
it just kind of like the figure just kind of like goes back to like laying in the grass effectively, and you see like everybody can see it except for Shinebright apparently, but you can actually see the figure like take some of the stuffing and kind of like scoop it into like a little pile behind their head like a pillow.
Anyway, good to see that nothing went.
So yeah, you see like the figure, you see Shinebright sort of like stretch and like roll her head.
Sorry about the property damage and no murdering your apprentice and your thug.
You see like she kind of like looks around, like looking up at her tower, like looking down to the puddle, and you can tell like her eyes like sweep over the character like several times. So you can see he's just kind of like laying in the grass, but it's like she can't even see him there. No, no, these kind of things happen. Gruz was a brute. It could have been anyone that could have hired him. The same thing could have happened. But no, you see her kind of like look down. Like for a second, you can tell she like considers like kneeling in the grass, but she kind of like shakes her head, like losing herself in thought. Nope was something that started before you got here. He lost himself, but it was me that led him into the void. You see her kind of like shake her head. But that's something for another time. There's no reason for you to grieve with me. You see her sort of like look around, and she sort of like taps her staff against the ground, and she kind of like kicks up into the air, sort of like floating, like her like floating upwards ever so slightly. But it would seem that your end of this deal is complete. You have done what I would have thought impossible and rescued me from the horrible situation I found myself in. You see her sort of like stop and like think for a second that I got myself into. But because of that, you've earned my undying gratitude. And if there's anything more than a simple material reward that you would ask of I, and I can't remember the first name we came up with. Was it?
Doreen?
I'm sorry?
It's Doreen, I think.
Doreen. Uh, Doreen Shinebright. Then you may now put it forward to me what it is that I can do for you. You see the figure sort of like turn and like watch her float up into the air, kind of like you can like see like makes the motion of kind of like rolling its eyes as it like watches from the ground.
I've got one idea.
What is it?
Information about Amble.
That's useful.
That's a good idea. We can ask her if she has any knowledge about the wizard Amble, the acid touched.
So you step forward and you ask, saying that you would like some information. It's information on a specific person. Tell us what you know of a wizard named Amble. And as you say the name, you see the figure sort of like suddenly sort of like shift upwards onto his elbows and kind of like look to you and then like look back to the figure or to Shinebright. You see her kind of like look confused for a second, looking at you. And you see she kind of like, you see her sort of like lean like side to side, almost like swaying in place as she thinks. I know of an Amble. Yes. We studied together at the academy. You see, she looks kind of like confused, like shaking her head, turning to look at you. But why do you want to know about him?
You kidnapped us and trapped us in a tomb.
Yeah, that's not.
It's categorically false. But
Yeah, that's not at all what happened.
It sounds better than we broke into his resting place and have been trapped there by his, mackin.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, mostly, heard of him a while. I heard of him a while back, and I've been really interested in his story.
so
But it's been hard to find information regarding him.
At least information that's not puffed up.
you see her sort of like shake her head. She starts, well, I don't find that hard to believe at all. And as she begins her speech, you see the figure seems like sort of stand up in a hurry. They kind of like brush itself down and slowly sort of like look to all of you and then like start to sort of like slowly like scamper off a little bit. I don't find it strange at all that you'd have trouble finding information on Amble. He was by no means a lazeabout. He was easily one of the most powerful wizards I'd ever met. But you see, like, the figure sort of like slow for a second as she says that.
But that's the stuff everybody knows. I'm looking for details.
Oh no, oh no. I only know because I studied with Amble. But Amble isn't a wizard that anyone would have heard of. And you see, she almost gets this like smile to her face as she shakes her head. Amble was a quiet man who lost himself in his studies. In the 40 years that he and I studied together at the academy, you see her kind of like sit back and shake her head. And you see the figure sort of like take off, like it's a little bit more like gusto in his step, not wanting to run, but just sort of like shuffling off a little quicker. And all the time I'd ever known Amble, he'd never done anything. I don't know how you'd come across the name, but the Amble I knew, he studied at the academy, and then once he completed his course and left, that was the last any of us had ever heard of him.
That's very interesting.
If you and I are thinking of the same Amble, then the man I knew spent all of his years locked away in study and then vanished. I had assumed that he had died, lost on some quest immediately after graduating. In fact, I would be shocked at all to know that anyone in this day and age has ever heard of these here sort of like quotation mark fingers, the wizard Amble.
Hmm. Was the quotation marks around a specific word in that?
Almost just sort of like the title of the wizard. So as she goes, the wizard, quotation marks, Amble.
It was just a matter of curiosity. Thank you, Miss Starshine. I'm really glad I was able to help you out.
You see her sort of like nod her head, and she's like Starbright. As you say that, uh, shine bright. Um, and you see her kind of like seem to like lose her like self, like reminiscing, like thinking back, as if trying to parse uh, what it is that she could tell you. But you can see that even she's kind of struggling to think of anything to remember Amble for, only seeming to know the name because of the great amount of time that she had spent in his general proximity. But
Well, let
eventually,
me go ahead.
as I see her sort of like shake her head and look at you, I'm I'm sorry. There really wasn't much to the man. I hate to say, he wasn't he wasn't impolite, but it was as if he wasn't even there. If you know what I mean.
Well, like I said, it was just a matter of idle curiosity.
Did he have any special fondness for slimes?
That's a weird question.
You see her kind of like look at you confused. Well, Amble did have his peculiarities, I'll say. But I do recall he had a fondness for the creatures. In fact, if I remember correctly, you see she gets this kind of like smile on her face. When we were all first we were learning to add more structure to our spells to increase how would my instructor say it? The viscosity of magical energy in the air. I always remember Amble would try and cheat the system, summoning simple slimes into existence, and then channeling a familiar summoning spell into the creatures. It was always the most delightful thing to see him play with his familiars, amazing people with how structural they were, but knowing the trick behind it. But the spell work was solid. He was a man that knew what he was doing. I don't know if he found this as a particular favorite workaround, or you see her kind of like turn and like look to Charlie, but it's possible he just had a fondness for the creatures.
Be right back.
So basically, what you get out of that is she was saying that Amble's familiar, or at least his first familiars, were slimes, given a little bit more shape.
Interesting. Wonder how much shape you can give them.
Well, at first there wasn't much he could do with it. It was more as if he would cast a spell, summoning a familiar, and almost lock the slime into the shape of it. But eventually he found that if you took a more inert slime specimen, you could actually work the spell into the slime itself. You'd see, it was as if summoning, to him at least, a normal familiar, but it had so much more body to it, as if it were a truly physical creature due to the way it was brought to existence. I assume that just at the time I knew him, there was almost no limits to what he could do with the spell. Any shape that his magic and the slime could take, they could be.
That's fascinating. Never thought of spell that way.
The way Amble explained it to me at the time is that slimes themselves are magical creatures, but in a way that it didn't come across. Of course, they're organic in nature, they're biological. But he said at the heart, nothing like this could truly exist. That there had to be some magical force that held them together. He would say, how else could you explain taking a slime and squishing it into several different parts that could then congeal back together to form a creature?
I was gonna
He's
say something, but it's like, let me know all this. Like, would my character have any inkling of the name Jubilex?
I would.
I mean, unless it's your patron, Tala would. But he would go on from there to say that all creating a familiar is taking magic and giving it a shape, following the archetype we have in our mind of the creature we're focusing on. So the way Amble saw it is if you took a slime, one of these creatures that was weakened, that was in a more inert state, and then took the same idea, except instead of shaping the energy just the ambient energy just in the world around us, shaping the ambient magical energy inside of the slime and binding it in much the same way. You see her sort of like shake her head. At the time, I thought it was this minor parlor trick, this little thing, but looking back on it now, I can see that it was a truly inventive idea. I can't say I necessarily see the applications of it the way Amble felt he could, but I will admit that his theory, looking back on it now, was very well ahead of the curve.
Did he have any fascination with the god Jubilee?
Not that I know of. If he did, Amble was a quietly religious man at best, a mute at worst. At least
Thank
when
you,
it
Miss
came
Shambright.
to his area of expertise. You see her sort of like look down at some of you guys, sort of like mull over the decision. Listen, I feel wrong letting you leave empty-handed like this, only giving you some information. You see her sort of like pat along their sides, and he reaches down and pulls like a small pouch from her side. She opens it up and sort of like jangles it around, like looking inside before sealing it shut. She like zips back down to the ground and holds the bag out to you, Sky. It's not a lot, but hopefully you find something like this useful.
This guy takes the bag. Well, thank you.
The bag explodes.
I certainly will find that useful.
Explosion.
Bag of explosions. That's what I always wanted.
Yeah, this is that bag of holding Kearney wanted, I'm sure.
Forget that. Give me a bag of explosions. Just poke your head and pull out an
It's full
explosion.
of 1 million house centipedes.
But I really have to go to the bathroom, guys. I guess we'll just call it there. D&D. I'm starting to feel sick again.
You got a bag of something.
I've got a bag, a colonoscopy bag.
Are we actually done?
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna...
I'll be right back. But yeah, we're done with D&D.
Yeah, we got this part taken care of.
Bye, Jacob. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Night, Durgan.
Good night, sleep tight.
And nobody died.
Huzzah!
I was quite sure I was dead. Giga Gorilla hit me.
I was really expecting.
You didn't pick a
CT
shield spell.
I was really expecting CT to kind of stand in Noak's way.
Why?
I mean, maybe to see, like maybe she couldn't tell us anything about Amble, but sure was a weird coincidence that he looked exactly like what we know Amble looked like.
Well, we already know that Belly has creativity problems.
Well, I mean, we're the ones shaping this narrative.
Yeah, but we said Elf and Belly ended up making just doubles of Tala. And then a double of Thor's.
But yeah, I really
Or
wasn't
Alvin,
sure.
whatever.
Like, this is the problem with fucking watching lore videos about D&D. Like, I know Jubilex is a thing, but I don't know how widespread that information is. Like, would some warlock hobbit know who Jubilex is?
I mean, you are a swamp hobbit. Slimes live in swamps, right?
But I was just thinking, hey, yeah, Final Door's question is, what I really am. Just like, fuck it, maybe he's a warlock. Maybe he's a warlock of Jubilex. And just really likes slimes.
Maybe he found a way to channel himself into a slime.
Maybe. They don't really have a life expectancy.
I'm pretty sure Belly is one of his slime familiars, so.
What if the whole dungeon's just a cave? Because apparently he wasn't anything remarkable. There's nothing saying he was any good illusion magic, though, I guess. But
Except the fact he was a wizard that, studied in school, like with elves and shit for 40 years.
And the fact that we're standing in an illusory world.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure this whole cave is a holodeck.
we get to the end and the gate, they're going to be, like how in Star Trek, the little bridge would disappear. I think that's what they called it. And then the door would open. And
Everything goes black with the little
like,
lines.
Amble's just standing there clapping. Good job, fools! You
Yep.
made it through the dungeon. There's no treasure. Get out.
like we just get to the end and Amble has like a lawn chair and 5 feet, like a big hamper full of babies, and 5 feet in front of him is just a giant wood chipper. Come on, join the fun.
Ala runs up gleefully to throw babies with a wood chipper.
Okay, if Eothas was here, he would get the reference I'm making to fucking Plague of Grapes. Like, he was just ranting about how, like, there's a legal precedent in Star Trek about how like your time in the holodeck is your business and no one else's, and just like how half the crew could just have pre-programmed baby abuse like things in there.
Well, to be fair, a holodeck is perfect for essentially working out all of your or indulging in all of your issues, so you don't bring it into real life.
It lets you be crazy, pretend, but make it feel real.
So the first person that goes in a holodeck jams the door and never comes out.
I mean, considering they have laser guns, they can just laser gun down the door.
Or Data could just tear it off. So do you think we're gonna, like, once we get back to the real world, do you think we're really gonna keep making Ilthus control all the people not here?
No, they're
A
all
pit's
gonna
gonna
either get
open.
expelled or die.
It's like, it's like, fucking Thought Coffee and Lycos's character got left back at the bar. So I was just thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks for them. They're not even a bartender anymore.
No, the other bar.
Oh. Is that the one that had the devil bartender?
No. That's the one
No,
from the Super Secrets.
the illusionary bar. It's the one we
Oh.
started this place in.
Where we killed Gruz.
We killed everybody pretty much.
No, we didn't touch the patrons or the bartender there. We just killed Gruz.
We picked the genocide option.
And Timmy.
We didn't kill anyone but Gruz and his thugs.
Narissa agrees with me.
What?
We're doing the genocide run.
Look,
It's
we didn't kill the cat.
that would have made this adventure
It's
so much
like,
faster.
even if all the bar patrons were bandit tokens
Or we could have
labeled
failed.
bandit, it's like, we didn't attack any of them, and none of them seemed to really care what we were doing.
We killed some animals that were probably people.
They're bandit tokens, but I assume they just John or whoever just picked a token and copied it since it didn't matter. They were just there.
Yeah, just all our characters can think about as we're shaping our holodeck experience is all the bandits we fought and killed and died to.
We didn't know was Ta'ala is traumatized from all of his favorite people dying during the attack on the bandit lair, and he's just
I
shaping
mean,
his.
Charlie's the one that saw all 4 of them die.
But he knows they're dead, and that upsets him somehow. Even though he's like a psychopath or a
Yeah, we all know
sociopath.
they're dead, like after we picked up that bomb that was on their corpses.
Wait a minute, that was Amble.
I mean, that's what
It'd
I
be really
was
funny if
getting at.
Bristol was Amble. That'd be really funny.
That guy playing Nook was Amble.
Oh
Because it
yeah,
was
he
just Amble
wasn't a
playing
holodeck
Nook.
projection.
That's why he ran off when she started talking about Amble. Because he was embarrassed.
It's like,
That's
yeah,
why he was such a shitty actor.
He has been working for her for 36 years.
He was just being a shitty actor. He was just reading a script.
yeah. I'll admit, Narissa, until you said that, I forgot about the whole monotone like voice thing.
Yeah, because I knew he was alive because Belly was surprised that it was an amble in that chamber. But yeah, the fucker's in here with us.
He locked himself in his own holodeck.
No, he's free to move around. He's just doing this to, I don't know, entertainment or what.
I was
Maybe he's just trying to create a fake legend about himself. Because he's a loser that never did anything.
I don't know. Even in the world of D&D, like you could create slime-based real dolls from what she was saying.
Maybe he was
That'd
just too
become pretty
maybe he was
legendary.
too much of an introvert. He's one of those guys that's brilliant, but is just too much of an introvert to do anything with it.
I'm back.
Hi, Elta.
Eh,
Welcome back.
we were just processing realizations.
Ambo was an incel. He was
That's
a wizard nerd.
That was the tail end of things.
Well, is an incel. Fucker
Yeah.
just ran off.
Yeah, it didn't, like, when we started talking to her after the whole one thing, like, and he was just sitting there, we kind of forgot about the whole monotone, like, voicing thing, and Narissa just had the sudden realization he was reading off of a script.
Fucking amble the whole time. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah. Like, this whole dungeon is gonna culminate in, like, Sky the cat girl invading an incel's gamer lair.
Man, get out of my bedroom.
I was just thinking of that fucking image from Bale Buddy that you posted the other day.
Which one?
Um, uh, the one about anime is real. Just Anvil telling Sky, too old, not a pony.
Be like, ew, gross, no tits.
How old is Sky again?
Amble want milk, mommy. Mommy, milky.
19?
Good enough.
Ah, I'm gonna press the stop streaming button now, but I'm glad I waited.
Now I've got a new ringtone. It's just Ilka screaming, Mommy, milky.
Mommy Milky, Mommy Milky. I just imagine somebody texts him out at work and somebody texts him, Mommy Milky.
He just instantly gets fired.
Ah. Joke's on you, I don't have a job.
I mean, because you're looking for one.
Wow, you got
so-
fired retroactively. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But
Mommy
yeah, I was saying I was
Milky.
glad I waited because we got at least a couple of, like, good Narissa laughs in.